English news and
and a Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends. My lovely audiences, welcome to the show. Jack Chow on the East West, that is exclusively sponsored by Wolfers, the Belgian royal family designated a brand of jewelry with 400 years of glorious history and hand-forged by 10 generations of the greatest craftsmen, which altogether stand for a testimony to the spectacular and a share of the royal glory. That brings us to the show, which is our bi-weekly update with my dear friend, Mr. Ken Hemming. He's a lover to the community, and also he's a spectator, I would say, for life. And I like his beautiful set of mind. That is sometimes over stubborn, which these days you even take the word stubborn as one of the good points.
It's a commitment.
You have to. It's
to
coming
life.
that way, right? Good. Anyway, that said, welcome to the show.
Jack, this is the happiest place like Disneyland on planet Earth when I'm here with you and your viewers.
Very
Thank
good.
you for letting me be
I'm
here.
so glad I ended with you. And by the way, how many shows you have done so far with me?
This is 246.
246.
Don't forget, 4 more. We're going to have champagne for 250.
Oh yeah, 250 for champagne. I will bring a champagne bottle
We
here.
will do that.
And we'll drink on the job.
Yeah,
How about
why
that?
not?
Oh, very good.
They do it
right.
all on TV.
Okay, very good. My dear friend, I love him so much. So what do you have for this update on top?
Well, how about chatting about Hong Kong first? The big news that
No.
happened today,
Let's
or do you
talk
want to wait
about
to the mass shoot?
let's talk about the tropical storm.
Oh, the storm. Okay.
The
The
storm.
update on that, and it changes, by the way, anything I say can have changed in the last 30 seconds. But everybody was hoping the storm was going to go up the coast and not right into America, and it has sort of turned north. So right now, I mean, it's been classified as a Category 4, Category 5, 3, and this morning I heard a Category 2. So it looks like we've been lucky, but there will still be people that will die. There will still be damage that will be done. But it looks like the massive strength of a Cat 4, Cat 5 has been mitigated by the blessing of it going up the coastline and not much inland.
Of course.
that's
Category number
beautiful.
1, it changes its course.
Okay.
Instead of hitting the west, it goes up
going
north and
northeast.
tilted to even north
Yeah,
further.
right.
And during the course of doing so, it subsided from 5 to 4 to 3. Last time I heard, it's only a 2.
Maybe,
Right.
but only a 2 is still, you don't want to be in it.
Of course.
Right.
What I do, however,
Yes, sir.
want to mention is that our responding system.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Right.
I want to compare this now with Katrina.
Right.
Remember many years ago during the
Horrible.
Katrina time?
Yeah.
We were hit badly. We were not prepared.
You know, we weren't quite prepared, right? And New Orleans didn't really seem to have the talent to deal with it in an efficient, well-prepared manner.
Mm-hmm.
And it was massive destruction because the water was coming over the breakers. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And,
so-
when everything happened at once, though,
yeah,
well, people seems to be in a havoc.
it was.
So that they do not know how to respond correctly.
It was chaos.
Right. It is such a chaos.
It was chaos.
Such a chaos. And the good part of this country, of this beautiful country of mine, is that we welcome criticism.
Yeah, in learning.
We welcome even severe criticism.
Yeah.
Because after which we always learn and correct.
Well, you know, and I think there's been a really nice learning process that, like Florida, it gets hit every year.
FEMA is the one to be
Improved.
mentioned, to be given the credit.
Right.
Remember at the Katrina time how seriously they were criticized?
Very seriously.
Very seriously.
And they were
right?
underfunded too.
all right, underfunded.
Funding is better now for FEMA.
Yeah, with the funding, with the whatsoever they are this time, they were ready even like 3-4 days before.
Well, and you know, one thing that's happened too is the ability to predict weather. It improves all the time with technology. And so we have a better preparation, more time to prepare, because we can see what's coming sooner than I think 20 years ago.
Technology is one factor
helps.
that we can never downplay,
Yeah.
right? Because compared to time back then with the Katrina to now, you're talking about 10 years, more than 10 years, 15 years.
Let me just share one
In
thing
the
too.
past.
One of my hero groups are these people that fly in these airplanes into the eye of the storm.
Oh, yeah,
Those
yeah,
are
yeah.
heroes. Okay, now
they
the
are.
planes are well built. They pretty much do okay, but it's very scary.
That's why I say I'm thankful
so
to
scary.
that's why I say I'm thankful to the technology.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, those guys are crazy.
While you're flying aircraft, though, you're talking
Yeah.
about, well, it could be blown anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. At any given moment.
And by
Right.
the way, they just had the first all-female airplane crew that went into the storm.
Exactly.
Now,
exactly.
I don't care who's driving.
Not
flying,
FEMA. Not
men or
FEMA
women.
is better prepared. Not only FEMA is better funded.
Yes.
We learned in a better way.
Yeah.
We train our personnel in a better way, and equipments are much better facilitized.
And perhaps the people are more cooperative in preparing to protect themselves. Now, you still see idiots along the beach.
Once
Okay, you do.
again, this proves
Yeah.
the country, the great nation, that we welcome criticism, any kind of criticism, as long as you meant friendly.
Absolutely.
All right,
yes. Right.
As long as you're not,
civilized
as long as you're
criticism.
not an enemy criticizing
Right,
us.
right. To
As long as
demean.
you do the criticism in a friendly way.
constructive criticism.
We, of course, accept the constructive criticism.
Yeah.
And we learn from it, and we catch up from it, and with the help of funding, with the technology, with all the efforts together, though, we are now stand tall in front of a big disaster, which, of course, we were lucky went away.
Well, it's not gone, but yeah, we're
not gone,
lucky,
but
Now, what are the other
this
things?
subdued.
As we've seen in the political arena nowadays, it's more destructive criticism. And so that's sad. So constructive, look, you constructively criticize my thinking, and lots of times, and I appreciate it.
This time,
And you're not trying to destroy me.
there's almost no criticism at all to FEMA.
To FEMA, right.
No.
Of course, it's
no
not
criticism
over.
at all.
Yeah.
Right? Well, number one is not
Yeah.
over.
Yeah,
Number
right.
two is not that serious. However,
As much.
it is quite recognized
Yeah.
how well they are
Better prepared. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
We even got you mentioned the all-women team.
Right. Flying
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the hurricane of the
Flying
storm.
in.
Are you crazy?
Wow, that's a courage, right?
More than I do.
I wouldn't let my wife do it.
I wouldn't let me do it. I'm a sissy.
Anyway, thank God. God bless America.
God bless America.
That every time, every step we make forward in making the progress of this nation, though, we give them. If we have three hands, we'll do three hands.
And it's all the police, first responders, crew people flying through this. These are people that we, often get kind of demeaned or looked down upon, but that are the glory of our nation to keep us safe.
Speaking of that, though,
I love them.
You can't afford not to mention about the September 11 response team.
It was unbelievable.
Every single one of them is or was a hero.
Absolutely. Well, just like the police, when there's gunshots and that, they go toward the guns.
Yeah.
Those guys went toward the fire. They went through, and they
go against the
gave-
trend. They go against the
Right.
current.
Yeah.
They go against the flow.
because that's what their
People
job
running
is.
out of the building,
and it's
right?
their
They
honor,
are running
and they're running in.
into
And we
it.
saw it on TV live.
We saw it on TV live.
And right now, within the last 2 weeks, I saw one of these fire groups, firemen, 25 guys going in the building, going up, and everyone that I just looked at going in there died.
They
They're
not
heroes.
only died, they disappear.
They do, right there. they disappear.
Not
Nothing
even
to
the,
bury.
not even the body.
Nothing
not
to
even
bury.
body.
Just love.
burned in the flame,
Yeah.
smashed.
Smashed.
Right? So those are heroes.
I love our heroes. You know.
And of course, it takes a system to train the heroes.
It does.
It is the system we're talking about.
Yeah.
Without a system which is quick learning,
Right.
which is accepting mistakes,
Well trained.
well trained,
Yeah.
and well funded,
Yeah.
and thanks to the administration, get the FEMA enough funding.
Yes. It's funded okay right now.
That credit probably goes to Donald Trump.
Well, I think he deserves some as a leader of our country at this point.
Some
Yeah.
sort of.
I
Sort
support
of.
him, yeah.
Even though I'm not a supporter, but I recognize it.
But you're
I
not
can't deny it.
You're not an unsupporter. You're,
No.
you're just kind of in
I'm
the middle.
not denying it.
Yeah, right.
Every time, everything he does right, of course.
Hallelujah.
Let's give
Yeah.
him a big hand.
Thank you, Mr.
Right? Good.
President.
All right, my dear friend, my lovely audiences, that covers the first segment. I really wish there were 3, 4, 5 more segments in an hour, though,
Me
so
too.
that we can talk about more. With me, Ken Hamming, we're doing the bi-weekly update. Stay with us. We'll come back right away talking about the massive gun shooting and its responding method or whatever. Okay, so we'll be right back.
Everything is expected to change. It's like seeing John Wayne.
My name is Paul James. I host the news.
And a Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, my dear friends, my lovely brothers, sisters. Welcome back to the show, Jack Chow on the East West, exclusively sponsored by Wolfers, the Belgian royal family designated brand of jewelry with 400 years of glorious history that is hand-forged by 10 generations of the greatest craftsmen on earth, which altogether stand for a testimony to the spectacular and the sheer of the royal glory. Welcome back to the show. What's next?
Well, you know, we have periodically in America and around the world some mass shooting occurrences that are very sad, very tragic. And what happens, the commonality of all of them, is that then all of a sudden everybody's talking about, well, we can't have guns, okay? And gun control and background checks. Now, the truth of the matter, Jack, is we have good background checks right now. There are background checks. And only 7% of all crimes committed with weapons are weapons that have been purchased through the legal system with good background checks where hopefully the people are responsible gun owners. And so, like this last one where the guy in Texas just he got fired from a job a few hours earlier. He had been
He
known.
bought his weapons illegally.
Well, right, because
Yeah.
But well, no, the one he used, I'm not sure. But what happened is he lost his job, and he had been a kind of a grumpy old young guy for a long time. He was known to have anger and potentially violence. And then they just pulled him over for checking on something on the car, and he went crazy. And he, you know, he killed some people and wounded a lot more, like 7 dead or something, 21 wounded, randomly. So people that are just like you and I are just, you know, like a lady driving her postal van, okay? And so he kills her so he can steal the van. This is just, it's real sad.
Let's,
Now,
yeah. Good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let's slow down a little bit, right?
Yeah, I'm too
and
hyper.
of course, there's with the massive shooting issue, though.
Yeah.
There are lots of inner issues involved.
there are.
Inner issues, right? Let's talk about the biggest problem. Every time when people talking about ground check or gun control, the opposite side goes all the way right away, almost on the second, say you're against the gun right.
Second Amendment of the United States.
Second Amendment,
Right to bear arms.
which, a matter of fact, is not the way. And of course, at the moment they're talking about border control,
Okay.
right? And they drag in, say, hey, open border, right?
Well, yeah, they want let anybody in and And there's a lot of reasons for it.
Yeah, of course. And if they say, let's do something with the border to be more
Secure.
reasonable, more humane, and then the other side will say the moment that you promote open border, you want an open border. It's not that exaggerated.
I don't
We're
think it's
talking about
exaggerated.
within range, doing some control, doing some background check, like in this issue, though.
Well, and we do have
Which
background checks.
I agree, which I
Okay.
support.
However more we do background checks, okay, I don't think it will save one life. Because anybody that has evil in their soul, Jack, can, like I said before on the show, a week from now I could come back with 2 guns I got illegally bought in the black market. Anybody that wants a gun can get one, no matter what kind of checks you have in America. And of course, I'm happy to have a background check. I've got weapons, so check me out. I mean, I'm pure, but in some pure people sometimes go crazy. But to me, the whole thing, all of these people that do these crazy mass shootings, which is so despicable. We have an attack on Christianity in America. We have far fewer mothers and fathers staying together. We do not teach values in the schools anymore, mostly hatred in the schools ultra leftist
Exactly,
thoughts.
yeah,
And so these
sure,
guys don't
sure,
have,
sure.
they don't know they're even doing wrong because they just don't have a value system.
Exactly,
I know when I do things
exactly
wrong.
like what we just said in the first segment, though. People only pay to learn, right?
Right.
That includes me, myself.
We both are learners.
Take myself, for example. I used to be very strong with the fact of the gun possession,
Yes, sir.
right? And I was very proactive with the gun restrictions and so on and so forth. Right? And in the recent years, when there's so many the massive shooting happened, though, since the last shooting of 2 years ago, at Christmas time in Las Vegas.
Oh, that was 51 dead.
That was my turning point, though,
Yeah,
probably. That was my turning point.
Yeah.
Right? And I moved myself back from that end towards the gun right direction, though.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm even for the fact that we should copy California, should copy Texas.
I love Texas.
To bear the
Open carry.
No, concealed weapons.
Right. Either way, they have
to
open
wear
carry.
concealed weapons.
Yeah.
Right. Because only a gun can stop a gun. That's it.
Yeah,
right?
Jack, there's 7,000 occurrences every year where somebody used a weapon
That
to
said,
protect
however,
themselves. Yes, sir.
it doesn't mean doing additional gun control checkup, including background checkup, is a bad idea. That's exactly where I am from.
That's true, but we do have background checks in most states right now. And right now, in California, started effective July 1, you need a background check to buy ammunition. That's why I bought a lot of ammunition 2 days before June 30. So, I mean, I've got enough for 2 lives.
Have you used anything yet?
No, I haven't gone to a shooting range. That's all they do is a shooting range.
Okay.
But I have a revolver
I
to
have
protect
asked.
myself.
I have even asked my friend Kei Shi.
Yes, sir.
To take me, my wife, my son, my daughter.
Yes.
To a shooting range.
Right.
To practice.
And I need to take a gun
That's
safety
how much.
class.
That's how much I kind of shift myself from the left hand towards the middle. That said, however, I do not go against anything, any efforts that calls for additional background check.
If that's fine, but I don't think it'll save one life because, like I said, 97% of the weapons used in those things are.
Do not give a definition. Last time,
Sure.
the shooter, the 21-year-old guy, if there was any background check, to include that he was disgruntled
Yeah, right.
during some situation whatsoever. If that was taken into consideration, though, probably, well,
But Jack, the only thing
it will happen. It will shrink the problem
Yes, it can.
Mitigate
Now, the
the-
only
the-
thing
the-
I'd say is anybody can get a gun that wants a gun to do something naughty because they're for sale all over illegally in the black market.
I agree.
Easily.
I agree.
Easily.
Given the fact that we have so many legally owned guns,
We do, 300 million.
and given the fact
A
that
lot.
we have such a large black market,
Yes.
right?
That can't be
And
controlled.
it is too late
Yeah.
to do anything. Say, hey, give the gun to me. Give you your gun. Give
Well,
me your gun.
And don't forget, the Nazis
Nobody
in
will do
Germany, the fascists in Italy, they
even
disarmed the
if
people.
they did it though, the minute they did it, they turn back to the black market, get another one,
Exactly.
right?
There would be a armed insurrection by
As
gun
long
owners if
as
you
long
tried to
as
take
the
the
guy
guns away.
has the intention to shoot, though, he can get a gun anyway,
Anytime.
anywhere.
Yes.
So that's why I say the only thing that will stop a gun shooting is another gun
That's right, and that's exactly right.
on the spot.
Well, by the way,
No. I mean on the spot.
almost all of these, probably all of these mass
Not
shootings,
in the
they're in gun-free
Not
zones.
in the bedroom. You have to go back to your bedroom to
Right.
get your gun and go back to
Oh,
the
you see, but
garage
you see it on
to
TV
get,
all
to
the
get
time.
your bullet.
Where a homeowner does get their weapon and protects himself. Now, there's no place more dangerous in America than a gun-free zone, because there's
And,
no gun to fight a gun.
Yeah. And you know what? That location of the last massive shooting,
Yeah, well,
the,
it was a moving location.
the Walmart store,
And that was two places, two
Yeah.
locations.
and that was the location declared by the local law a gun-free zone.
Yeah, well, that's where you're going to go.
He,
no one's going to shoot
he
you.
selectively chose that place to do the shooting.
They're not stupid.
Because he made sure there's no gun to respond him.
Right. In the theaters and that, when somebody goes in and they're shooting in concerts or whatever, and they check for guns, so there can't be any guns there. You can't fight back. You just have to
I
be lucky
always,
you don't get shot.
between you and me, I always seek common ground, even with the differences.
Now, one thing I haven't
With the
done yet,
argument, right?
and I recommend this to you too, but is I am going to join a gun club, and then I want to take instruction to be trained properly on cleaning the weapon and exactly how to take care of them to get lock them up and
All
that.
right. As a conclusion,
I wanna
can
do
we
that.
do this? Can we do this? As a conclusion, we want to sum it up, say, the only effective way to stop gun shooting is to have another gun on the spot.
To protect yourself. Yes, sir.
This is number one.
Totally right.
Number two, that given the fact that we said just now, doing additional background check is not a stupid idea.
It's not stupid.
How
It just
about
won't
that?
be effective. But
How
yes,
about that?
Fine.
Well, effectiveness, we'll talk about another day.
Right.
But still, we want to say it's not a stupid act.
Yeah, it's really just trying to take things from the good people, because the bad people
All right?
prevail.
Okay. All right. I love this agreement.
Yeah, no, but we're good.
Common ground. All right. Okay, my dear friends, let's take a very short moment now. We come back to continue right away. Stay with us.
World like everything
We
is
have
expected
to
to
continue
change.
to work
It's
on
like
it
the
now.
same John Wayne.
My name is Paul James. I host English News here in the morning.
and a Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends, lovely audiences, my dear brothers and sisters, my dear fellow Americans. Welcome back to the show, the East-West show Jack Chow's hosting. That is exclusively sponsored by Wolfers, the Belgian royal family designated brand of jewelry with 400 years of glorious history. That is hand-forged by 10 generations of greatest craftsmen on earth, which altogether stand for a testimony to the spectacular and a share of the royal glory. That brings us back to the show. Next, with Ken Hemming, my dear friend, a political commentator. He's such a special commentator that every time he comes here, I feel like I'm bringing my crying baby to the mother.
Well, there's a lot to cry about in planet Earth.
Yeah,
There
all right,
is.
good. And provided you have some milk there. Right?
Yes.
Anyway, all right. Anyway, next, shall we talk about something of the presidential campaign?
Right now, well, right now what's going on, about we average maybe one every week or two that are dropping out of the Democratic 20 plus candidates, okay? And there's on the 12th of September will be their next debate where 10 people have qualified to be in it. Now there's four kind of people that are at the forefront of this all. Biden, who's very interesting, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and we're not sure exactly whether Kamala Harris is in there or not, but they'll be in that debate. Now what's happening is all of them are recommending, you know, they're so obsessed with America getting off of any kind of energy that you know might have any impact on the environment. Now, I am not a believer in global warming, okay? We've been here billions of years, and periodically, for example, all of the animals, you know, died one time when an asteroid or something hit America. And so there's been, you know, I think we have more danger from outer space or things happening or in America than you know, driving cars with gasoline in it. And everybody's recommending these multi-trillion-dollar deals to get off any dependency of oil or energy of that nature. So where we are right now is, you know, there's 7 billion people on planet Earth. America, with 300 million, really has some of the cleaner air on planet Earth. And if America's the only one that bankrupts itself, costs hundreds of thousands or millions of jobs to try to get off any dependency on energy that could be pollutive in some way, will have no effect on the world, because all of these other countries that really pollute have a lot more pollution. They're not doing anything, okay? So if we're the only one that sacrifices our success, our economic success, and our viability in terms of jobs, it will just bring America down to a submissive nation that can be easily overcome by adversaries.
Right.
I can't believe people will elect anybody.
You want to hear something from me, little similar with a little difference?
Pretty please.
All right, now, I take this, the global warming,
Yes, sir.
and also the human rights issue
Okay.
on the same level.
Okay.
I'm not talking about their related issues, though.
Okay.
I'm talking about the way we're handling it.
Okay.
Too extreme.
Very extreme.
Too extreme.
Yeah.
For example, you're talking about the human right. Of course, everybody deserves right. That doesn't mean that you have to go all the way to find out every possible ways of a human being to make a law to confirm their rights.
Well,
you know what I mean?
If there is a right, yes.
You know what I mean, right?
Yes, sir.
The word everybody deserves the same right. Takes care of it.
You know,
right.
life is a very dangerous journey.
So when you go too extreme, though,
Right.
you will find a third bathroom. Am I right?
Horrible.
And if there are the fourth kind of a human being, of schoolboys or girls or whoever,
Yes, sir.
Are you giving them the fourth bathroom? So
That's where they
this is exactly overdoing it.
It is.
Exactly extreme. So same as the global warming issue. The global warming issue, of course, there is a little change with the
Small,
current weather.
very small.
Yeah, very small.
0.1% or something.
Okay.
Warming or
Well,
it's
small.
always for billions of
it is
years. It's
something.
plus or minus 2
It
degrees.
is something.
Plus or minus 2
However,
degrees.
They make it bigger.
Right.
They make it too big.
Well-
I do support the global warming concept. And I know and I feel from my own experiences, summer are hotter than before.
Well, it depends where in the world.
Take care of, take last summer, for example,
Okay.
was hotter than the year before. And take this summer, for example, and it's hotter than last year.
And
right?
I have to admit, I haven't noticed. But
Well,
you might
I
be
do.
right.
I do, right?
Yeah.
I do. But things are doing that, but not to the extent that we have to stop feeding ourselves.
Correct. Right.
Yeah. For that part, I support you. How about that?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Like, and the other thing that's getting out of control is now they want meatless burgers, they want chickenless chicken, and all of these things where you come up with some fictitious food by doing things to plants that also might have more chemicals in it than that are worse for you than good old cow meat or chicken meat. So anyway, it's a weird. But see, the thing is, like right now, our left friends, okay, they don't. When they talk about their agenda, none of it is about jobs. None of it is about prosperity. It is all about more control of the government, growing with more control over our freedoms being reduced.
We can't afford going any further lefter.
Well, we can't. Or
can't.
America's gone.
Or America is
America
is
will-
done.
it will be gone.
It is done, right?
It will be done.
Starting from the legalization of same-sex marriage, of which, of course, I reserve my right.
Yeah.
Or I can even plead fifth.
Yeah.
How about that?
Sure.
Right. I deserve the right.
Yeah,
right?
we agree. We don't care who's kissing who, but
Yeah, I know.
we don't
I
believe
know,
in
I know.
marriage.
We're not talking about individuals. We're
Right.
talking about laws,
Right.
right? From that point on, though, this country is on a non-stop going left.
It is.
Which really scared me.
It's not the Democratic Party I grew up with.
Which is really scared me.
It's not an American
Right?
party
and
anymore.
it used to be LGBT. Now we have to add a few letters behind
Everything.
and some dots.
Right, exactly.
And because you have to be inclusive of all human species.
You know, and nothing is inclusive. Like this whole thing about discrimination, everybody on the planet is discriminating and going to have a steak or I'm going to have chicken.
Discrimination is another issue.
Yeah.
For discrimination, this whole country, if you look at the American history, though,
Yeah.
you always see a picture that the forecomers reject the newcomers.
Well, the Indians weren't happy when we came here either.
Yeah, sure.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, sure.
Exactly,
sure.
yeah.
The forecomers reject, to accept the
Yeah.
newcomers.
And nobody said,
It's a whole
welcome
thing.
Genghis Khan
It's
when
a
they're
whole
taking
thing.
over the world.
It's a whole thing. You can call it anti-immigration.
It doesn't
You
have
can
to do
call
with
it
race.
Discrimination.
Yeah.
Either way, only a different name.
Right.
To the root fundamental cause of it, it is the forecomers rejecting newcomers.
Well, what the whole long-term purpose of this globalization, Jack, is they want one culture for the entire planet. That's insane. I love the variety
That's
of cultures.
impossible.
I love the variety of cultures.
There's
in
no,
our next segment, I'll
there's
share
no culture
something.
as such a culture. You have
That's
to,
right.
You
Right.
have to be inclusive of all. All right. Talking about right though, when they legalize the same-sex marriage,
Yes, sir.
Where's my right?
Well, right now, people are criticizing heterosexuality. Like, there was a whole big article in the New York Times that heterosexuality is being reduced because women do not want to be dominated by men anymore in romance, okay? And so a lot of women are giving up their great relationship with their husband or boyfriend.
You know where we're heading?
We're heading
to the jungle.
I know, back to the jungle.
We're going back to the jungle.
going back to
right?
the- yeah.
We're going back to the jungle. There are, my God.
Where's the
let's-
hope? That's the question.
Right. Anyway, there's a little hope. Right. Within that regard, though.
Yeah.
All right, my dear friend. Then let's take a.
Wow.
The best way to deal with this is to take a break.
Yeah.
Right? Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Airplanes, everything
Pretty
is
bad.
expected to
continue
straight.
to work
It's
on
like
it
it
now.
seems wrong way.
My name is Paul James. I host English news every morning.
And a golden angel award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends. Love the audience. Welcome back a little bit. With me is my dear friend, Mr. Ken Hemming. Before the break, I thought taking a break will just back me off the issue we were just on. As a matter of fact, I told him, you know what? I'm not done.
Right.
So I
love
have to be back. All right. Okay, now, do you agree with me, or can you and I, who argue a lot,
Yes, sir.
all the time maybe, get on one point that there is difference between men and women?
Absolutely, and thank God for that.
Okay, there is different jobs defined by God that everybody does his own.
Yes, sir.
Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, now, I'm not saying that I discriminate anybody, or if necessary, I'm going to plead my fifth.
Sure, right.
That is whose job to give birth to babies?
Well, dear Lord, thank you very much for allowing women to be mothers. And this is one of the big things on planet
That's the
Earth.
most glorious part.
Yeah,
That's why all mothers
It's the
are
glorious-
respected.
nothing
the most
more
glorious part. right?
greatest miracle ever
You heard a
conceived.
story. You heard a story. There are two gay couples.
Okay,
They want to get a baby,
yeah,
right? And the husband parts of the couple
yes, sir.
has a sister
Okay,
who donate a. Anyway,
okay.
it's a mess.
yeah. An
No,
egg
no, no,
to-
no. And it is more complicated than what I
Sure, okay.
thought I was going to say.
Yeah.
And it involves some kind of mother-in-law.
Okay, oh yeah,
Some mother-in-law's eggs
yeah, okay.
borrowed to
create a baby?
No, some mother-in-law's eggs.
Yeah,
All right. After fertilization,
Yes.
planted into the husband's part
Yeah.
of the couple,
Yeah.
his sister.
yeah,
So womb. You see what I mean?
yeah. No, it's
These
pretty
two,
complicated.
His two, his sperm,
Yeah.
right, with the mother-in-law's eggs planted in his sister's
carrier.
his sister's womb,
Right,
uterus,
to create a baby.
as the carrier
Yeah.
to create a baby.
Right.
Are we human species, human beings at all? I mean, are we?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm very sorry, my dear friend. I have to make a disclaimer myself, okay? What I say, what I have said, what I'm going to say represents only me, myself.
Yes, sir.
Is me, Jack Chow, legal name Jane Chow,
Yes.
his personal opinion, which doesn't represent this organization, neither does it the show. I just want to apply my First Amendment right,
Yes, sir. You have that.
or I want to apply my Fifth,
Yes.
all right? Whichever way.
Stand quiet, not
Yeah,
self-incriminate.
sure. I want to protect myself.
Yeah.
As long
As you should.
as well as protect my job.
Yeah. Right.
So I, my dear friend, disagree.
Yeah.
I feel sad with the confusion. You see the confusion?
Well, the whole structure of culture, civilization, and humanity is being, I guess I'd say it's being reshaped in ways that I don't think
What's
are
wrong with
reasonable
us?
and right.
What's wrong with us? From day one of civilization, from day one of evolution whatsoever, it has been a man, woman, and sperm and an egg. That's it.
From day one. Yeah, absolutely.
From day one.
Adam and Eve.
And it shall go forever the same way.
It should.
Am I right?
I agree.
And then you want to mess up with it?
Yeah.
And is there any more messy ways than these couple thing?
They'll come up with them. They will. They'll come up with more messy ways. There will.
Anyway, let's talk about some socialism, probably.
Yeah. Well, here's one interesting thing. What's going on in the United Kingdom now, which I love.
United Kingdom is
Yeah.
the thing.
I love the Queen.
The British.
And I love the Brits. I love the Brits that are born in England and are there and whatever in Ireland and Northern Ireland. Now, one very interesting thing, you know, Donald Trump is a very interesting person. Right now, the president of Brazil is called the Donald Trump of Brazil. The Prime Minister, Boris Johnson of England, is called the Donald Trump of England. They got the same hair.
And you were called Donald Trump Pasadena.
Pasadena, yeah, of course, and I'm proud of it.
All right.
But the thing is, what's happened, you know, America just can't believe President Trump won, and they're rejecting it by trying to do a coup, illegal, immoral coup, where in other countries, when coups fail, the coup people are executed. In America, they write a book and make money, okay? But now in England, with Brexit, which is where England wants to leave the European Union. Now, I have never appreciated or been a fan of the theory of the European Union of bringing 28 countries together and then having, now this is okay, free trade among the countries without any taxes being charged for going from one country to another country. But you have 28 countries, and every country has its own culture. When you try to accumulate them into one body of humanity and expect them to still maintain their culture, it can't work. So it's the deculturalization of 28 countries. Italy's supposed to have a nice culture. That doesn't have to be the same one as Poland. Poland's got a nice culture.
That means that you're totally against the European Union.
I'm against the European Union, and I see what the purpose, I guess, was to try to make trade easier between countries, okay? That I can do. However, the people that are making the decisions that affect the countries, now 27 if England gets out, making decisions are people that weren't elected. There's a big commission in Switzerland that makes all the decisions. I don't want someone out of my country telling me what I have to do.
Let's put the theoretical issue aside a little bit.
Okay.
Because if British needs to get out, they get out, right? But the more practical issue is that will the 27 remain there?
Well, that's a good
pot.
Well, if England successfully gets out, and let me say, there's two main political parties, Conservatives and Labour. The Labour's more the left-leaning party there, and they're doing everything they can, including some people that are switching from the Conservative Party that want to stay in the Union and to trying to make it. You know, you could get out of the Union without an agreement, a mutually agreed thing with the other 27 countries there. But they're trying to either delay that or make it impossible and not get out of the Union. The Union, trade is fine, okay? You can have agreements, bilateral instead of 28 country lateral agreements that, let's just do business together, that's fine. But they were also then allowed that you don't even need a passport, you don't need anything to go to one country to another, and it just put all of these refugees coming into the country, totally diluting their cultures.
Yeah,
and it can't work.
After all, though, the question could be answered in an easier way.
Yes, sir.
Right? With the 27 countries left, though, are they the beneficiaries of the European Union?
Well, what's going to happen if England gets out successfully, which I hope and pray it does, other countries like Italy is in bad shape. They may want out. Other countries may want out. So it may dilute the strength of the European Union. You see, the European Union, it's all globalist. Like, I'm an America first, okay? I want to focus on our country and be kind to all other countries and also maintain our military strength so we're safe.
Can they really go back? Because the currency is unionized.
England actually kept their pound, but the euros are in the other countries, and I think the euros are used successfully in England too, but they still have the pound.
Are they going to resume their marks?
Well, you mean in Germany?
Italian
No, that I don't know.
Italian crowns?
No, at this point, no.
Of course
no,
not.
It'd
right?
be the Europe, the euro. But the thing is, you just can't bring all these different cultures.
Is it beneficial to let European Union remain or dissolve?
Well,
to the rest of the world.
Probably right now it's better for it to remain, but I think it will be diluted.
That is exactly my point.
But I still don't think it's worthy because you can't.
The world has enough trouble already, right? Yeah, and let's take care of them one by one. Try to prevent a situation of all bad things happen at the same time.
Well, but I think the European Union, you have non-elected people telling the 28 countries what you do for immigration, what you do for trade, and nobody that you've elected has the power to make those decisions. That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so there are all these little theoreticians in Switzerland going, oh, I think this is good, so let's do this. Let's put this upon those countries. Anyway, I believe in cultures. I believe in
of course,
cultures
among
and the
the
value
28
of cultures.
countries, though, among the 28 countries,
Yeah.
there are always the big players and the followers.
Well, for example, Germany. Germany is the most successful country in the 28.
Germany-
and they're supporting all these
Yeah,
other countries,
Germany
and they're getting
doesn't
tired
have
of
to
it
be-
too.
No, Germany doesn't have to be in. Germany will not get hurt if they walk out
Correct. Well, in England won't
because
either.
they're strong enough.
See what happened
They're strong
when
enough.
the election was coming up in 2016, whether to stay in or go
Aha.
out.
Ha-ha.
Everybody was doomsday.
You mentioned-
their whole economy is going
Yeah,
to
you
crash.
mentioned a key point.
Yes.
Key point. It's not an economical issue. It is the political issue.
Well, it is because see, they were threatening that England's economy will tank. If they vote, even if it haven't exited out yet, and nothing happened. England is doing better than it did 3 years ago. They've got a million more workers. They're doing pretty well. And now they're saying, well, if they get out, it's going to be a disaster. It's not. It won't be a big deal. England will certainly survive getting out without a Brexit, coming up with a great trade agreement with America. With Trump,
In the
and
long
us.
run, in the long run, the world is still there, right?
That's right.
History still go on,
Very nice comment.
right?
The world is
but
still
in
there.
the short term, though, right now I'm talking about trying to prevent into a situation that everything bad happen at the same time.
But it won't be a disaster if they get out. Probably it may be over 50% now that the Labor Party, with some people that have left the Conservative Party, may be able to block England getting out of the Union, and then it will be a very unhappy time for a long time. Oh yeah,
we're over time.
have we done the next show?
We're over time.
We already
We're
did the
going-
next show.
We're going through next show all the way.
Yeah.
All right, totally forgetting the time concept, which is good. Anyway,
Which is good.
My editor will do a better job.
That's right.
All right, thank you very much. That concludes the show for today. My dear friend Ken Hamming, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jack.
And my lovely audiences, thank you for watching.